Hey everyone, Gormy here. As you all can clearly tell, our new series here on the channel is going to be the Hartford Whalers expansion franchise. So I hope all you are open to a expansion franchise team. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. We can build our own identity with this team, kind of like how we're doing with Project Ottawa with the Ottawa Senators, but we really get to build our own story, build this team from the ground up, and bring Hartford to a Stanley Cup final and hopefully win multiple Stanley Cups in this franchise's future. Now, before we get into today's video, please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy the video. And I will be linking my socials, meaning my Twitter, my Instagram, and my Twitch down below in the description if you guys would like to check that out as well. I stream every day during the week, Monday through Friday, depending on time between anywhere from early afternoon to late evening, all of it Central Time, so keep that in mind. But without further ado, let's get into it. So as you all can tell, Hartford Whalers is the team we are going to have. Here is a quick peek at the home barn that we will be playing out of. Looks pretty nice, pretty clean. Really like it. Try to keep it kind of small, just so that it's not humongous. Plus, the uniforms, I think you guys are going to absolutely love. Now, I couldn't get it exactly how I wanted it, but here are the homes, and let me tell you, these are beauties. They are very nice. I would definitely wear that if I were a fan. In reality, that is. Hopefully the Hartford Whalers get to come back eventually. And then this is our aways. Once again, very nice, very clean. And then our alternates right here. Went with the H just so that it can represent Hartford. Might actually put on the Whalers logo, not sure, but I think that this looks very nice. Really like what I came up with for the uniforms, and very excited to bring the Hartford Whalers back to life. All right, so we're going to be playing at the XL Center. That is the arena name. We've got plenty of money to do whatever we want to do with this team in the first season, meaning coach-wise, scout-wise, player-wise, everything. Our AHL affiliate is going to be the Quebec Aces, so we're going to have our AHL affiliate be in the city of Quebec, just so that, eventually I might do a Quebec Nordiques franchise as well, but wanted to bring the Hartford Whalers back first and foremost. Super happy to bring them back. Now, what we're going to be doing this episode is looking over the draft class, seeing what draft pick we have, and building the core roster of what we will have going into the draft. And then episode number 2 will be when we kind of really go for, okay, who are we picking in the draft? How is this lineup going to look for the first season? And go through the first half of the season as well. Because I definitely want your guys' input on it. So I'm going to build the roster here, and then we will take a few days and then figure out what we want to do with the Hartford Whalers. And then from there on, we will build a potential dynasty here in Hartford. So I'm going to go ahead. I put us in the Atlantic Division. I just feel that's the most realistic. I put Detroit in the Central, so we switched spots with Detroit. It's going to be kind of hard on Detroit in the Central, but with us as an expansion team coming into the Atlantic Division, it's going to be highly difficult. We got to play against Tampa, Toronto, Montreal, Florida, Boston. Buffalo's really good early on somehow. And then Ottawa and us, I kind of want to have a focus on our future with this team. So I think us and Ottawa are kind of going to be the bottom dwellers in this division for a little bit. But then both teams are really going to be battling it out on who is the top dog in this Atlantic Division, and it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so right off the rip, went to check our coach. He's a defensive coach, so definitely going to want to move on from him in the near future. His name is Alexander Bissonnette. Now, his line strategies do kind of work, as do his team strategies for at least the first season. But I think at some point we may move on from him in the first season. If not in the first season, definitely in the second season. But Moses Earl may actually work for us because he's got B minus offense, B defense, A power play. He's good at teaching, good coach influence. I really think that if things do not work out with Bissonnette, that Earl can come in during the season. And then scouting wise, going to have to do a total scouting revamp, which I will do probably off camera. It's really boring for you guys to watch that. But we'll have to do a total scouting revamp. Really, really going to be building through the draft. I think that will be, it'll be key to building our own identity, really developing stories with the players that we select. So this first draft is going to be massive for us. Without further ado, let's see what is available in this first draft for our Hartford Whalers franchise. All right, so looking at this draft, being that we are guaranteed a top 8 pick, I would say, because I've gotten like pick 8 and 7 in the past, but definitely a top 8 pick. And the players that are in this, basically, we are guaranteed a franchise D-man off the rip, and defense wins championships. So we're definitely going to get a very, very good defensive prospect right off the rip for this Hartford Whalers franchise. Now, it just depends on where we land. We will be finding that out this episode, so we can definitely figure out who we would like to get. Now, for me personally, I'd probably either want this Korlick or Christensen kid. Now, Magnus Christensen, he has a heavy slap shot, great puck mover, and shutdown ability. Now, he does have B-minus defense, but everything else is in the A's. And his defense will definitely grow. And, I mean, he's kind of like PK Subban, and he shoot pinch, which is what I want from my defenseman for this Hartford Whalers franchise. Maybe we do a little cycle pinch. But it'll either be shoot pinch or cycle pinch. We're not going with a hold. But this Magnus Christensen kid, definitely one that I would like to pick up. Or Kirill Korlick. He plays like Victor Hedman. Now, he is a cycle pinch, so he may work a little bit better depending on what we want to do. But he does have a weakness with teammate utilization, which means he doesn't really use his teammates in the best scenarios. So hopefully we land either 2 or 3, and we can take either Korlick or Christensen. I would probably go with Christensen over Korlick if we land 2 or 3. But Vince Brodziak, another D-man who has an issue with team utilization, but he needs a year more of development. But he is much bigger. He's 17 years old and a similar style as to Brent Burns. So that is a more offensive D-man, I would say. And then if we fall all the way down to 7 or 6, maybe even 5, I don't want to take Gregoire. I don't want to take a two-way forward this high up. Although it says similar style to Vladimir Tarasenko, so he should be a sniper, if anything, not a two-way forward, but he is listed as a two-way forward. If he were a sniper, easy peasy, that's definitely who we would take. But Yuri Andronov may be another player that we could look into, although he has 3 years till he would be ready for the NHL. So if we want a project player that we could really, really develop in the AHL and then just be the franchise player, most definitely, we could definitely go at Yuri Andronov because how much time we would put into him. But Matteo Pinot, I think, would be a very solid player if we fall to 5. His similar play style is Luc Robitaille, and I think that he is a guaranteed top 6 forward, and he is a sniper. So, I mean, he has great leadership ability, 2 bars for goal scoring, 3 for offensive instincts. He may not be the quickest, may not be the strongest, but I think that this kid will definitely be able to put the puck in the net for us if we fall to to 5, and maybe we even move up to have 2 top 5 picks. That is a possibility, and it is up to you guys to let me know that in the comments down below once we build this team and then look over all of our options for episode 2. All right, so we landed the number 4 pick. Now, like I said, we can move it around. We can move our pick. We can stay at 4, take one of the D-men. We can move up. We can acquire another top 5 pick because, I mean, the LA might be willing to trade that pick to where we actually land that sniper at 6. And then we can take a D-man at 4. I would really like that Swede for sure. But let me know down in the comments who you guys would like us to take. I'll be going over the draft class once we are more towards the end of the video so that it's fresh on everyone's mind, so that you guys can comment down below who you guys would like us to take in the direction you want us to go. All right, so here we are in the expansion draft. Now, if you guys do not know how an expansion draft works, we have to select one player from each team besides Las Vegas. We do not take a player from Las Vegas, but we select one player from each team. We need a certain amount of players. As you guys can see down at the bottom of the screen, we need to target at least 5 left wingers, 5 centers, 5 right wingers, 9 defensemen, and 3 goalies, but you can kind of draft it and build it however you want. You just need to make sure that you hit all of the necessary criteria. But I do have a few players in mind that I would really like to go for, but I am going to go ahead, build the starting roster, and then you guys will see what it is at the end. All right, so I'm going to take you guys pick by pick on who I selected from all the teams, going all the way from the Anaheim Ducks to the Winnipeg Jets. Now, I ended up selecting 5 left wingers, 7 centers, 6 right wingers, 9 defensemen, and 3 goalies. Now, all of these players are not going to be sticking around. There are some that definitely will be, and then some are going to be trading pieces, and then some of them will be playing down in the AHL because I really want to boost their growth. Now, starting off with our first selection, I went with Josh Manson, then Lawson Krause, got Jake DeBrusk, Eric Stahl, Oliver Shillington, Jake Bean, Andrew Shaw, Devon Tays, Mikhail Grigorenko, Rupe Hintz, Vladislav Nemeshnikov, Ethan Bear, Frank Vetrano, Dustin Brown, Ryan Hartman, Noah Juleson, Matthias Ekholm, Mackenzie Blackwood, Joshua Hosang, Ryan Strome, Philip Gustafson, Eric Gustafson, Tristan Jarry, Brent Burns, Zach Sanford, Anthony Sorelli, Dennis Malgin, Antoine Roussel, Dylan Sprong, and Jack Roslovic. Now, right off the rip, you guys are like, whoa, Brent Burns? Yeah, Brent Burns, and we're not keeping him. We are going to be trading him most likely for prospects or for a draft pick because he does not fit the system. But when a player like Brent Burns is there with the value that he will have, you definitely take him and you use him to your advantage. Now, how we're going to build this team, the first line is going to be a power forward, playmaker, sniper, same with the second line. The third line is going to be two-way forwards, and then the fourth line is going to be all grinders. Now, I'm really, really happy with what the third line is going to be because it's going to be Rupe Hintz, Anthony Sorelli, and Jack Roslovic. And then the grinder line is going to be Antoine Roussel, Dustin Brown, and Andrew Shaw. Our top 2 lines are going to be, well, starting with line 1, it will be Zach Sanford, Ryan Strome, and Jake DeBrusk. And then our second line will be Lawson Krause, Eric Stahl, and Mikhail Grigorenko. So I definitely have some faith in that forward group for sure. Now, the defense is definitely, we've got some players that can definitely help us out right now, for sure. But I also built it to where I'm planning for the future. That's why I took players like Ethan Bear, Oliver Shillington, Jake Bean, Noah Juleson, because that way, I mean, right off the rip, we don't have to worry about our offensive defensemen as Oliver Shellington, Ethan Bear, and Jake Bean are all offensive defensemen. The Noah Juleson is a defensive defenseman. So I think what we will do is move on the defensemen that do not fit the system for right now so that we can get what we can, and then figure out, okay, are we going to want a cycle pinch system or a shoot pinch system with our coach? And then we'll also have to figure out what we want for our forward group, which all of that will be next video. But if you guys have any suggestions on if you guys would rather us run a cycle pinch unit on defense or a shoot pinch unit on defense, let me know in the comments down below. And then in net, we have got Mackenzie Blackwood, Tristan Jarry, and Philip Gustafson. Basically, when I took these three, I was thinking, okay, if Blackwood doesn't work out, Jarry should work out. If Jarry doesn't work out, Gustafson should work out. Because if you have been watching the Project Ottawa series I'm doing with the Ottawa Senators for NHL 21, Philip Gustafson became a huge part of our team in Season 3. Now, Mackenzie Blackwood, I know, should grow pretty well. Same with Tristan Jarry. But if both goalies do not produce, Philip Gustafson will definitely be able to produce for us. And we're going to have him be the starting goalie down in the AHL so that he gets going immediately. All right. So before we look at the draft class and whatnot, here is the starting group that we have immediately after the expansion draft. Keep in mind, once again, not everybody is going to be here come the start of the regular season. So take a good long look at who you guys see in front of you. Let me know in the comments below of what you think about this group, on who we should move, who we should keep, who we should develop. And if there are any players that you think, such as Brent Burns, give me a reason to keep him instead of trading him away, you can do that as well. You might convince me to keep him. But let me know if you think any certain trade packages might really benefit us for the future with packaging a few of these players together and seeing what we can get for them as a package. All right, so back to the draft class. We have pick number 4, so the game feels we can land Vince Brodziak, Rylan Gregoire, Yuri Andronov, or anyone else below that. Now, like I said, we might move that 4th overall pick to move up, move down, do whatever we need to do. But I would really like Magnus Christensen or Kirill Koroluk compared to having Vince Brodziak. If we absolutely have to, we can take Yuri Andronov if both of these guys get picked and we aren't able to acquire another pick. Because honestly, if we could acquire, probably I'd say pick number 3 to take Christensen, I might keep 4 instead of trading it down. I might keep 4 to take Matteo Pinot. Or I might trade it down to 11 to take Jan Sickert, who is a power forward, and we can use him in our future. Or I could even trade the 4th overall pick for multiple picks for my playoff team for picks down the road, such as Pittsburgh, because, I mean, with us taking Tristan Jarry, that kind of leaves them susceptible to losing quite a few games. And if we can take advantage of that, I'll definitely do it. Because, I mean, with this Hartford Whalers team, we're going to do anything and everything possible to bring as many cups to Hartford as we can. And once again, I would really like to go for Magnus Christensen. But going over all these guys, Tom Gore, Kirill Koroluk, Magnus Christensen, Vince Brodziak, Rylan Gregoire, Yuri Andronov, Matteo Pinot, Theo Rochette, Timothy Glebov, and Jackson Steves. You guys let me know if you guys want me to target any one of these guys in particular instead of the ones that I would like to go for. Or if you agree with the ones that I would like to go for, let me know that down in the comments below as well. But I believe that is going to do it for the first episode of the Hartford Whalers franchise. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is just a building block episode on what we have going forward into the first year draft. after the expansion draft with the Hartford Whalers. So let me know in the comments down below who you guys would like me to target in the draft. Trade targets as well, and if you guys want me to move more than just Brent Burns, let me know that as well in the comments down below. Once again, do not leave without leaving a like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next one.